He fell asleep in New Jersey before the bombs hit the ground. Broadcasting from a bomb shelter, he is the nuclear clown. I want to talk about TNA, and I want to talk about the whole ECW thing they've been teasing that they're going to have. I think they're getting Paul Heyman, that's the word. And I think that if you're getting Paul Heyman, this is absolutely the wrong thing to do. And I'll tell you why. Nobody wants to see Tommy Dreamer. I didn't want to see Tommy Dreamer when I watched ECW. I remember when I was a kid, and when I was in high school, and I was watching TV at like 2 a.m, and I saw ECW was on. It was the first time I ever saw it, and I was like, what is this? It looks like it was filmed in someone's basement. And it was like a Rey Mysterio versus Psychosis match. It was the first time I ever saw Rey Mysterio. And it was awesome. I mean, the match was just great. And I couldn't believe that I found this show. So I watched it when I could because, if you remember, ECW bounced from station to station, from time slot to time slot. So I looked, and a lot of the times I found it, and sometimes they just weren't playing it around here or whatever. But yeah, I watched the original ECW. I remember watching Barely Legal, their first pay-per-view, and man, it was just a cool product. They had a lot of crap, but they also had a lot of really good stuff. And I was never a Tommy Dreamer fan. I'm not now. I wasn't when he ate hair. No, I don't care. And Stevie Richards, I never liked him. It's not fair that he got to be around Daphne that long in TNA. That's not fair. I'd like that. I'm cooler than Stevie Richards, right? Anyway, yeah. So it's Rhino. I was never really a big Rhino fan, and Raven, who I loved Raven. If you would ask me my favorite wrestler, I'd probably say Raven. In ECW days, and even in WCW, he had some good stuff. I'm sure a lot of crap too, but he was given a time to shine in WCW. So I would definitely say Raven is probably my favorite wrestler. But that was a long time ago, and to see him now, it's sad. I don't want to see him wrestle. But I think they can pull it off. But they have to change everything. If you're going to bring back Raven, dress him in something different. Change up his character. Freshen up his gimmick. That's my problem with this. If you're going to bring in all these ECW guys, update them. Don't give the same crap. Don't have Rhino come out and act the same way. Do something different. I use Hulk Hogan in this analogy because it's perfect analogy. When Hulk Hogan went to WCW, he was washed up. He couldn't, wrestle. He was hurt all the time and whatever. But they changed him fundamentally. They gave you a totally different character, and that's why a big reason why the NWO was so successful, because now you had Hulk Hogan, who had always been this, this hero, and now all of a sudden, not only is he a bad guy, but he looks different, he's acting different, he's speaking different. It's like a new character. It's the same shit in the ring, and I mean literally same shit in the ring, because his matches were never good, but it's a new character. It's taking something that has been played out and updating it, and it worked great for the time that it did. I know TNA is going to blow this, even if they do get Paul Heyman. It's kind of embarrassing. It's like Paul Heyman can offer so much more than just an ECW invasion. Like, who gives a shit? You want to stop the 45 to 50-year-old guys who are invading your company? Hire me! I'll get 2 of my friends, and we'll go down there with baseball bats and clean those fuckers out. I mean, they're not... These people aren't crazy, it's Raven, man. Raven makes me sad when I see him now. And I think if they gave them something else to do and they redid them, they update these characters and say, all right, we're going to try something different now. because Tommy Dreamer, I don't know, I'm not excited about this, man. I think it's a waste if they do get Paul Heyman. I don't see how he can make this good, because they're starting him off at such a penalty. Just bring him in and have him give all his new ideas and take the company with what you have. You don't need to bring in anybody new. That's TNA's problem. They think we need new people. We need Hulk Hogan. We need Eric Bischoff. We need all these new wrestlers. Oh, when we get Kurt Angle, don't worry, the things are going to go places. When we get 2 hours, oh, it's going to be awesome. Oh, when we get so-and-so, when we get Brian Kendrick, things are going to really take off. It doesn't work like that, and it hasn't worked like that. None of this has made any difference except in, what they're spending. They could have taken probably what they pay Hogan and Bischoff and gotten a new roster of independent talent, and I guarantee you you're going to get more out of him in the long run than you are out of Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff. They're just going to live off of what is 10 years old by now, right? ECW 10 12 years, I don't know, 100,000 years ago, and everybody's still dressing the same and looking the same and acting the same, and I know I'm probably going to get a lot of shit for this, but I think Rob Van Dam needs a little bit of freshening up himself. I mean, to me, he's just been the same too long. He comes out, he does the same shit. He acts the same way. He dresses, like his outfit the same way. Now, he's still very good. I'm not saying anything about his abilities in the ring, but I'm talking about as a character. I don't know. I'm kind of tired of it. It's same old when he was in WWE. Same old when he was in WWE/ECW. And Rob was great in the original ECW, but nothing has changed. If you're going in a new company and you want to take things in a new direction, you don't dig up guys and have them dress the same way that they did when they were in ECW. You change them up, and I will always point to my Hulk Hogan NWO example, because it's the perfect example of what I'm talking about. You take the same person and you make them different, and you give people a reason to watch them again, a reason other than laughing at what Raven looks like now. I bet Raven and myself have comparable guts. I think I got him beat, but he'd put up a good fight if we went gut to gut. Not looking too good, and it makes me sad. In typical TNA fashion, they come up with a really great idea and then execute it completely wrong. And I'm speaking about their ranking system. I think having a ranking system is absolutely fucking wonderful. Part of the reason why UFC, for me at least, builds up so much anticipation for their events is you see the progression. You know what I mean? You see Shane Carwin and Frank Mir fight, and the winner of that is going to fight Brock Lesnar. So you watch the fight, and then Carwin wins, and you're like, wow, all right, we're going to get Carwin Lesnar. And then you just get pumped up for it, and it builds and builds. And I think having rankings like that is a good way to draw more interest than just kind of random, I get a title shot, So I am all for rankings, but they're pulling it off horribly, like really, really bad. At first, the fans voted the rankings, which is like, come on, man, don't... You introduce rankings to make your product seem legitimate, like it's an actual sport. And then you do something totally stupid, like say, like turn it into American Idol. Call in and vote for the TNA rankings, and then Desmond Wolfe won like 8 weeks in a row, so they said, fuck that. And then now they pick, and it's half fan vote, half championship. I mean, I don't even know anymore. But it's such a good idea, and I think if they did it right, it would really make the sport seem that much more legit. And they can build stories with these rankings, and they kind of do. I can't totally trash what they've done, because Kurt Angle slowly climbing the rankings, and that's very good. It's a way to build anticipation, and you don't need storylines all the time. Now it can just be, all right, you're number 5, I'm number 4, I want to move up in the rankings, I have to beat you. Now we're going to wrestle. And that's not any less dramatic than, getting hit with a car, or getting blown up, or getting crucified, or having Kane tie you to the ring and hook up jumper cables to your nipples. It doesn't always have to be so stupid in wrestling. And, you know, UFC has proven that model of anticipation and setting up fights, and the winner of this gets this, and it just builds more interest, you know, to just huge payoffs. And I think that there's no reason that TNA can't do the same with their ranking system. I mean, sure, it is wrestling. It's not going to be exactly the same, but you can definitely get more out of it than they are currently doing. Did you notice, next time you watch TNA, when they show a picture of Rob Van Dam, is it just me, or do they always show pictures of him where he looks like a fucking goofball? Like in one, he's like, and in the other, he's doing, I don't know. Just check it out the next time you're watching TNA. Oh, you don't watch TNA? You have a life, don't you?